Hello my dear friends, this is a PaintyKat. My name is Catherine and today we're going to paint a landscape with poppies. You can find this tutorial real-time with comments, with all materials, color mixes I'm using here in my Patreon. You can find links down below, follow it and we will paint it together real-time. This tutorial, it's a short one. Let's see in general what kind of painting we're going to create. We're starting from the top. It's a sky area. I'm using usually first layer of white because it's giving better and softer gradient for the sky, and we want more blue and colorful sky area on top and more soft and white closer to horizontal line. Next step, it's two lines of hills far from us, and here it's just need to remember about air perspective we have. So really far line of hills gonna be almost blue without any green color, and next one closer to us already have some green in it, but it's tiny amount of green because still it's kinda far from us. Most color, most contrast we will use on a foreground. Background have to stay soft and have lots of white in it. This tutorial you can paint with paints that have nice coverage. It's acrylic, it's a first choice. Also, I'd like to recommend to you gouache, really nice material to paint, to learn how to paint, and also this tutorial possible to create with oil. Only paints I don't recommend to you for this kind of paintings, it's watercolor because it's too transparent, and here we will have many layers on top of each other, so it's not for watercolor. I'd say acrylic and gouache is the best materials to create this kind of landscapes. On my sketch you can see this small house very far also, and sketch you can find on my Patreon. You can print sketch and transfer it to watercolor paper. Please use really good quality of paper, or you can choose canvas on board or canvas stretched on a frame for this kind of paintings as well. Also on my Patreon you can find all sketches for any of tutorials on my YouTube channel. We're almost done with the background. It's also some trees and bushes very far, and please notice I'm changing brushes a lot. That's what we need to keep in mind. It's almost, let's say, it's hard to paint with same brush the whole painting. We have different strokes, different needs for different areas on paintings. For example, for trees, better to use round brush, number 1, small brush. For bushes, best choice will be flat brush, oval shaped. Look how easy it's painting. Also, I'm painting light accents on it. Light we have here from left to right. So lights gonna be on trees and bushes on the right side. Don't create too bright light, too dark shadows here, because again it's background. We need to keep here contrast very soft. Background done, so we can move on a middle one. And here we have a huge field. But please work on your palette well. Look, I'm always getting back to my palette. Painting, getting back, mixing another kind of color, maybe more green, more yellow. This field really large. And if you will paint with same color, this field with same color, it will look just boring. That's why we're mixing here lighter, darker, more green, more yellow. Blend it well, and in the end you get really realistic look. There is no any tricks here, it's just different mixes of colors. And brush, of course, for field, best choice gonna be a flat big brush. Also, I have bush on the left side. Changing my brush again. Now it's a small sized flat brush with oval shape. And first layer, it's a shadow. It's a dark green. Don't mix any black there. Don't open black even. If you need to create darker green, mix the cobalt blue. Shade will be darker, but very nice in color. You will not lose any saturation. Third layer, it's a light, again same direction that we had on the background bushes and trees. And we're done with this bush as well. We're going closer to foreground. Most interesting part of this composition, it's a poppies, of course. It's a red flowers that looking really awesome. We're gonna have a lot of grass here, so in a real-time version of this tutorial I'm gonna demonstrate to you how to work with a fun brush. It's a special shape of brush. It's designed exactly for trees, grasses. It's very nice to paint fir trees with it. Also, another trick for this painting, it's work with green and red on the same areas, because together red and green giving brown if you're gonna mix it on a palette. We're gonna avoid it. We're not mixing completely red and green, and even I'm using different brushes. I have one for greens and another brush for red, and changing it in my hands. I'm painting with a short vertical strokes, and look, I'm making some green strokes and after red strokes. It's close to each other but not covering each other and not mixing colors on my paper. Strokes need to be not short, at least 2-3 millimeters. On a foreground also, I'm painting with a dark green around main flowers. Main flowers visible on sketch. I planned it on a sketch step, so you can find it on my Patreon. Also there you can find final result. And we need to put dark green for best contrast between flowers and grass on a foreground. Mixing different strokes, red and green, and again I'm not using same brush, I'm changing 2 different brushes, and even on my palette, look, it's a different areas that not close to each other, greens and reds. Keep it separate. So on your landscape, reds will stay really bright, juicy and very lovely. I have two kind of red colors here. It's a Mother Lake red and it's a scarlet red. I also mix there some white and yellow. We're talking about color mixing a lot in a real-time tutorial, so just follow link down below, go to my Patreon and paint with me together, real time, right? Let's see what we have next. We're almost done with the first layer at least, but let's paint small grass on a foreground. Again, tricks about how to use fun brush you can find on a real-time tutorial. See, it's really easy and it's giving so realistic look. I adore this type of brushes. It can be bigger sized, smaller sized, but in general you need to try at least one fun brush. Trust me, you will fall in love with it. Last step, main step, it's flower painting. And here, most important thing, it's mix yellow in a red for light on the petals. Best brush here, it's a flat brush, I'd say, because it's painting petals by itself, just by this shape. I'm mixing using lighter red and straight after darker one. You can see now really orange right here. It's because if you will mix just red and white, you'll get baby pink. And we don't need it. It's not typical for poppies. For poppies on a light, you will see more orange color, right? So please mix yellow as soon as you're gonna paint a light area on your poppies. There is a main trick, and after you have just practice with me together, because here we have a lot of flowers, so it's just better for practice, right? It's looking so fast here on this tutorial, but in real time, right? In real time, you have to plan at least 1.5 hours for whole painting. It's possible to create the same landscape in bigger size, but this way you have to plan even more time for it. As soon as all empty areas cover it with any color, you can make first decision if you like result you have now or not. Before, don't even think about it. Only now it's possible to see how this landscape starting to look, because we not create last details yet. This is a small red accents deep inside in the grass. It's easy to paint and it's giving feeling as it's a really huge field of poppies, lots of poppies, millions here. Now you can open black for middle areas. Clear black please use only on the main flowers on a foreground. For others, mix it with red. And also, for better looking, for more balanced look, you can add black plus red for some stems. It's the final details for some grass. Make 1-2 step back. Check how it's looking from the distance. In general, it's important. And the last step, it's details on the petals. We're going to paint with a light shade, and remember, mix the yellow. It's important because other way you'll get a baby pink. We don't need it here because it's a different type of flowers. I'd say pink best for roses and those kind of flowers. You can see now I'm not painting these sharp edges everywhere. It's just tiny amount of details, and if you feel like you put too much lights somewhere, let it dry and color it after with a deeper shaded red. Look, I'm blending a little bit, so it's really looking better now. That's it. That's almost it. I wanted to add some grasses on the foreground that crossing flowers, and it's giving more realistic look here. Don't forget to put your sign because it's your own painting. Even if you followed any tutorials, my tutorials, still it's your own work. Be proud of it. If you have any questions, you can follow my Patreon. There you have a community wall. Post there your photos, and we can discuss every questions you have. Small green details in the center, and we're done. It was a PaintyKat. I wish you all the best. Bye bye.